On a cold night 10,000 years ago, a small band huddles around a crackling fire. Here, at the edge of a windy plain, mastering fire, speech, and teamwork began to stretch the boundaries of human life. Trust, once limited to kin, started to grow. Soon, the rhythm of the hunt gave way to the patience of the harvest. As people planted and waited, permanent homes replaced the endless chase. Villages swelled into towns beside the Nile and between the twin rivers of Mesopotamia, where steady floods fed fertile fields. To the east, great cities rose along the Indus and the Yellow River. This new urban life demanded new tools. Writing etched memory into law, while coinage made trust a currency that could travel. Rulers organized labor and counted grain, building the foundations of the state. From these ancient basins, power scaled outward. In Persia and Rome, stone-paved roads linked distant horizons, and bureaucrats tied the village to the capital. But what truly binds millions who will never meet? Shared ideals. Concepts like law, citizenship, and righteous rule taught strangers to imagine a common destiny. Across Asia, from the Mauryan to the Han dynasties, empires tested their own formulas for unity, using standardized exams and canals that moved rice like lifeblood across the land. The roads, ledgers, and shared rules we rely on today are echoes of these ancient habits of trust, scaled from a village square to an entire continent. Ideas, like people, began to travel. South Asia gave birth to Hinduism and sent Buddhism along the trade routes, offering new paths to duty and enlightenment. Far to the west, the idea of one God gathered its own great family, as Judaism, then Christianity, and later Islam wove communities of believers across deserts and seas. Soon, the routes of faith became the routes of trade. Along the Silk Roads, across the Indian Ocean's monsoon winds, and over trans-Saharan sands. Merchants exchanged silk for glass and spices for stories. And where goods traveled, so did germs and ideas, weaving the first threads of a truly global network. The scent of salt sharpens the air as a deck heaves beneath tired boots. A descendant of that first firekeeper, now a pilot off the coast of West Africa, tastes the tar and salt and points the prow west toward an unknown horizon. These new ocean crossings would knit the continents together in the Great Columbian Exchange. Maize and potatoes traveled east, while smallpox and iron manacles traveled west, minting fortunes and inflicting wounds that have yet to heal. This flood of new wealth, new lands, and new questions ignited the scientific revolution and the Enlightenment. The harnessed power of fire became the steam engine, and a new world of factories, cities, and social classes reordered human life. When steam met ambition, the age of empire began. Machines carried empires across the globe, and in their wake, resistance gave the colonized a new voice. The 20th century was scarred by world wars and genocide, redrawn by decolonization, and frozen by a Cold War that divided the planet. Today, digital networks entangle our markets and cultures, while climate change darkens the horizon for all. Our world, now irrevocably connected, faces its oldest challenges in new forms. As ancient rivalries resurface and the planet itself sends a warning, the next chapter of our shared story waits to be written.